Hi, I'm Clayton.
I'm Brett.
And I'm Josh from FiXT.
And as many of you know, we are fairly active in social media and we're fairly well connected to you guys on the other side of the camera and all over the world. But unfortunately, because there's so many of you and there's so few of us, we don't actually know everything about your lives and every single detail. So a few weeks ago, fellow FiXT artist Josh Money brought to our attention a young gentleman named AJ Tinch who has cystic fibrosis, and his condition had gone from bad to worse. So he kind of brought this to our attention. So in one car, we have Cell Dweller, Blue Stolly, Octave, Alex, our video guy, Josh from FiXT, Josh Money in Proxy, who was in a completely different state, and the rest of the FiXT team kind of all rooting for us on our way to see AJ. And what you're about to see is what transpired.
For other people, it would normally be just like this heavy, oppressive mood, but it's just like you said. We didn't go there to like, oh, let's like everyone's gonna feel bad together. Like that's not what this is about. And this is a celebration of the guy. And he was cracking jokes. He was. And we were cracking jokes with him, and he's a cool, funny guy.
Yeah, I mean, I'd met him and seen him at shows and around town, and every time I'd ever seen him, he had a smile on his face and was just in the moment, enjoying his time. So, you know, that's how we went out there to spend his time with him. It was just to smile and laugh, tell stories, and just hang out. Even
preview unreleased new music from both of us.
Really terribly through our phones.
Right. And as lo-fi as it can get. Right.
And a mono sound source, so they sounded worse than they normally do.
Please make sure you stay tuned to the end of the video so we can kind of tell you a little bit about how you can get involved with cystic fibrosis and how you can help out in any way, shape, or form. And we hope you guys enjoy this and are engaged by not only the conversation and our ridiculous stories, but by AJ himself, because he was an encouragement to us and to many other people.
A friend of mine in school. One day in our class.
What grade? What grade were you in when you were actually? Ninth grade? Okay.
Yeah, so about 6-7 years ago.
Wow.
Yeah.
I heard of it.
I was in
that's long term.
Okay.
I think it was actually.
What did you guys say? No, I was just saying, we're just saying you walked back over there.
And
it's just he and I back here.
I was in our class and my friend comes up and says, "You got to hear this. What's on The Last Firstborn?"
Oh, nice.
And you're like, oh, this is awful. I hate this. When you first heard it, did you like it or hate it?
I loved it.
You loved it. Because see, everyone that I've met, at least from around here, hated it at first. But they loved Switchback or they loved Stay With You because it was much more like what they were used to. And then after about 10 times through, Last Firstborn became their favorite song because they realized, oh, this is something completely different.
And then, what else did I listen to?
So that makes a lot of sense where you understood electronic and metal.
Yeah. And then I grew up listening to classic rock with him. So we'd be going to an appointment and
Stop it.
I'd listen to CCR or
Settle down and you're gonna go home.
something like that.
So you had the well-rounded
to the side there.
foundation for all of this. So that's why when you heard this stuff, you're like, oh, this makes sense. They're taking this and this and this and this.
And I knew what I was wanting.
Yeah.
More to say.
Right.
I also do a lot of I also played guitar growing up.
Yes, I did.
I tried to. I only got 5 guitar lessons. I learned how to play like a basic A minor pentatonic blues, and that's where I've gone to play guitar.
Well, you had 5 more lessons than I did.
Yeah.
That's the beautiful thing is you don't need to. You know.
You can basically teach yourself off YouTube, right?
Yeah.
You really can.
That and like I think probably all of us here probably done guitar the same way, just playing along with stuff that we liked.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. You know, I can honestly say that like playing along with your stuff is how I learned. Yep, your fault.
Sure.
Because I can play you one if you want to hear one.
Yeah.
I don't know how we can hook it up, but I have 2 songs done towards the new album, but it's not coming out until, so no one has heard this yet except for a few people.
Secret.
Very secret.
There's no
built-in speaker here though. Do we have something we can plug this into?
What do you use?
This is like a... Oh wow!
Wow. Capacitor, man.
Don't knock my 1400 era iPod.
That speaker thing. I have some stuff on ye old iPhone. I have some ridiculous stuff on here. Things that you would never in a million years guess that I did is I do ad work for ridiculous stuff. Sometimes it's like for Ford or Mustang, you know, stuff like that. Sometimes it's for really ridiculous stuff. So a buddy of mine called up and said, hey, we want you to write some jingles for Kellogg's Crunchy Nut cereal. and they're going to animate it. They're going to animate it around you. So like whatever crazy cartoon stuff you come up with, then they're going to like make the cartoon around you. Like, wait a minute, so anything? So like if I were to do like a reggae thing, it'd be like a little Rasta guy jumping around. It's like, yeah, if you were to do a reggae
Don't
thing.
tell me you're the guy who did the hey, it's the honey.
No, but I did two things. You had to pick a specific day, like Plumber's Day, Arbor Day, Birthday, Leap Day. So I picked Leap Day to do a reggae thing, and then I said, "Here's my conditions. I'm gonna do a reggae thing. I want the guy to look. I want it to be like a little animated squirrel, Rasta, bouncing around. And I also want to do something for birthday in the style of Prince. You make that squirrel look like Prince. We're not doing this." He's like, "All right, do it." So the first thing, and yes, this is 100% me. And then here's where it goes on.
He does long dreadlocks.
Brett never jokes.
It's the real deal.
And then the Prince flavored birthday one, which is even more ridiculous, if that's possible.
Hey, sometimes you gotta pay the bills.
That's right.
But it's good though, isn't it?
That's the thing. You ride a city car, you just wouldn't let anybody know. Not the rocker. See, the thing about Brett that you need to know is he's the nicest guy in the world, and he would give his shirt off his back for you, unless you're competing against him making something musical. If you're making something musical, he will grab you by the throat and own you. So when he was like, "Yeah, there's other people writing," you wait and see what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna write the heck out of these Crunchy Nut commercials.
I was like, "Oh, my friends are on this. I will destroy them."
Nobody's gonna write a better Crunchy Nut cereal commercial than me. I will take you down.
No, it'll be like Prince.
No one's gonna have Rasta Squirrel.
No.
No one's gonna have Rasta Squirrel.
So, since you've had the formative experience, you know, growing up listening to this stuff. Now that we're here, was there ever anything that, like, while you were listening to songs, regardless of who it was, that you're like, oh, I'd love to ask them blah, or like, I wonder how they did this, or I wonder why they do blah.
Where do you guys get your inspiration for lyrics a lot?
Ooh, that's a good one, Clay.
Wow. So I found that, like, me writing from my own experiences helped me deal with my own issues. So I wrote things that made sense to me, knowing that if you read them, you might not even know what I wrote this about. But
right.
I might have written this song about my cat. You read it and go, oh, this applies to my girlfriend or something, you know? And then, so when people ask me, like, hey, there's this love song you wrote, I'm like, what is it about? And I'm like, I know I wrote it about my cat, even though I don't really love my cat. But I feel like if I said to the world, oh, I wrote it about this, you go, oh, well, this song meant something to me because I was relating this to my other situation. Now I know it's about his cat. That's ruined.
Yeah.
So I just kind of have always been internal about what I write about. And the inspiration comes from, I mean, it could be a phrase I hear, or it could be a situation I was in, or something that just triggers an idea. I'm like, oh, something like actions speak louder than words, like louder than words. I've been saying that for years. I'm a big proponent of, like,
Against the Tide is a very lyrically strong song that I like.
Well, I'll give you a little insight into that one. I won't tell you 100% what it's about, but it really came from a phrase that my father used to say all the time growing up.
Yeah.
Where he'd come in, I mean, we were blue collar family, middle class, we didn't have a lot of money, and he'd work really hard, summer, winter, manual labor, like, you know, he'd come in sweaty, beat down, and he'd be like, how you doing, Dad? And he'd be like, just shoveling against the tide. Kind of like, it's almost like futility, like it's futile to kind of shovel against the tide coming toward you, and you're trying to push the tide away, it's not gonna work. So that always stuck in my head as kind of like a futile kind of thing. And so I wrote the song, and it was really inspired by my dad.
So what someone else connects with on a personal basis with the song is that's their entire world, and I don't want to take that away from them. And what really kind of helped me to understand the importance of that, I mean, even though I should have, because that's what has gotten me through the most difficult times is music and art.
Right.
I love David Lynch movies. Guy's a huge inspiration to me, and it's like I can watch those over and over again and not get sick of them. And I would have my interpretation, but like, okay, I have my thing, but what did he mean? Like, what was he wanting this to be? And I'd read interview after interview, and he would never budge an inch, even if people were trying to trick him up and say like, so would you say that it's like this? No, I know what you're trying to do. And he said for the same reason. He said like the reason I do this is so you have something to escape into. The whole purpose of this is it's art. It's art for you to be. This is for you to take. So that's the approach that I take with it. And yeah, I certainly have my own personal view of what I'm pulling from and what I'm meaning, and I tend to write, even sometimes when it comes across very straightforward, I'm piecing it together in a very abstract way. It's like this one line in the third verse means three different things. This will be an allusion to this and an allusion to this, but it sounds like this simple thing. And that's only something that I'm going to understand in that construct. Right. But the entire reason that Blue Stahli exists is so that other people can connect with it. There's some people who get into music to like, well, I want to be a rock star and I want to roll around on piles of money and be fanned by a bevy of Ethiopian supermodels.
That's where I'm at. So.
Yeah. I don't need that. Only one Ethiopian supermodel fan.
With all of AJ's hospitalizations and everything, music therapy was very important to him. So that's what he was aspiring to become.
So how does that work? What do they do? Like, what is music therapy?
They come in with a guitar or a harp, and they play music with you. That's kind
you
of
get to play?
Yeah.
Seriously?
It's like a relaxing kind of way to get away from the day.
Yeah. I can imagine.
That's awesome.
Yeah, that really is.
Harp too, huh? Is it like a lap harp, like a smaller one?
Yeah.
I never played one. I've always wanted to though.
Yeah, they have a big one, and one about this big, and then the music therapist has her own guitar.
Wow. And then they actually teach you how to do it?
Yeah.
That's sweet.
Oh, that's awesome. That's very cool. Yeah, I think that's one of the I think that's another unifying thing for FiXT versus versus a thing where it's like, we just make party music. It's just to flop around to. You can flop around to it. That's fine.
You can do whatever the hell you want to do.
Yeah, enjoy flopping around. Do whatever you want. But all of us approach this from the angle of this is meant to mean something. This is meant to be. This is not like the track of the week that you forget. 2 months after you've heard it. This is stuff that's meant to stick around, and it's like once you create it, it's almost, in a way, it's not yours anymore. It's like it's for other people to take and apply to themselves, and that's, for me, that's why I do what I do, and all of us here care about stuff like that and care about the connection that it makes with people, and that's why even when things are really tough, or when we're carrying equipment that's sleeting into our face at 40 miles an hour, we're like, we will keep doing this because it's not about us. It's about the people that are.
Because like after the show, that person comes up, gives you a hug, and you're like, you have no idea.
Yeah.
Music got me through this time in my life, and we're like, wow. Like, it's almost hard for us to believe.
Yeah. Can you tell the greatest story yet?
I have not. I don't know if these guys want to hear the greatest story.
The greatest story.
The greatest tour story that we have ever, hands down, ever lived. We're like the two smartest guys you've ever met. We'll just tell you that. So we play with in-ears. So when we put our in-ears in, it doesn't matter how loud the rest of the club is because we have our mix. We know exactly how everything sounds, right? And I hope we're getting this on camera.
Oh, we are.
Because this needs to be told so that we look even dumber than we already do. So we're doing our tour, and every night we have no problems with feedback, no problems because we don't even need monitors. We're like, turn off the stage monitors, and everybody's, no stage monitors, we're good. We put the headphones in, we hear the mix, we hear everything, we're great. So we get to Denver, Colorado, and we're playing this place, and it happens to be a Tuesday night, and the place is packed, and we're looking at each other like, holy crap, Tuesday night? And it's like virtually sold out in here, right? This is huge. So we start our show, everybody's like, yeah! We walk out, it's just the two of us, that's the show, it's just the two of us. So we start on drums, he's up on a keyboard, and I'm on the drums to start, and then midway through the song, it's the first song on the DVD in fact, I walk up to the keyboards and start playing.
Oh, through the gates?
Through the gates, no. Yeah. So we start our thing, and we're rocking. We're just like, because there's a huge crowd, so you get that energy from them. So we're rocking, right?
And you can, we both had that feeling like this is gonna be a great show. I'm like,
we're looking at each other like, you rock!
And I can't even see it. I'm like tucked away at the merch booth, and it's like not visible to the stage. But I hear everyone going nuts. Like the crowd is on fire. Everybody's cheering.
What we found out later, it was mostly because of laughter, but we didn't know that at the time. So we're just rocking out, and we go through an entire song, the entire Through the Gates, which you will see on that DVD, which you've probably already seen. We do the changeover for the next song. The next song's already starting, and my tour manager runs over. He's like, he takes my ear and he goes, "There's no sound." And I'm like, "What?" He goes, "There's no sound." And I look down at our mixer that sends the levels to the house so that everyone else can hear what we're doing is completely off. So I go, and then there's the sound, and everybody's like. And we found out that we had gone through the entire song looking like we were miming. It's completely, you hear crickets and we're up there like...
The first way that it starts, I come out, he's still backstage, I come out, you know, because that's the big reveal, you're here to see Silver. So I come out, and it's like...
You're gonna get it.
Yeah, I stand by the keyboard. I'm ready to trigger the song, and then Clay comes out like, "Oh, holy crap! Here's Cell Brother. Here's the show." And I trigger the song, and the music swells up. Yeah, to us, the music swells up. The screens start kicking on. But what they saw was us stand there and then expectantly waiting, and then
video's rolling.
Yeah, video rolling. Me going like this, and Clay going. Do 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 do.
You're gonna get it. Yeah, here it comes. Here it comes.
And then we come to the keyboard.
And then we're both on keyboard, so there's not even a real instrument on stage. You know, it's like we're both on keyboards. Just we might as well play this paper plate. And we found out they were loving it because most people thought it was a comedy routine.
Yeah,
they actually thought they know that we're dorks enough to think that we actually were joking.
We were after we played the encore, we're backstage and we're like, you know, cleaning up a little bit and dreading going out to the merch booth to like sign autographs and meet people. Like, this is so embarrassing. This is the most embarrassing thing ever. We have to go in front of people and go like, "Hi, we're dumb. Hope you enjoyed the show." But every single person who came up thought it was part of the show. They're like, "That was so hilarious how you guys pretended to not know what you were doing." They're like, yeah, that was pretty smart of us, huh?
We figured we'd set the whole mood of the concert by starting with a total comedy routine. So you guys know not to take anything else seriously the rest of the night.
Show me your foot.
It's funny.
AJ actually got invited to go on stage with OAR at the Boomer Esiason.
Oh, seriously?
Yeah.
When was this?
This was in 2008.
Yep. Yeah, they flew us to New York.
Boomer Esiason's son has the same disease I have. The whole...
football player from Dallas Cowboys.
And he heard my Make-A-Wish, which was to do, like, work in a studio to learn how to make tracks and stuff, kind of like basics. And he heard it and he said, "Hey, I'm going to play it in New York City and you're going to play it the fundraiser for every year."
Really?
Yeah.
Were you nervous?
No,
we're both going like, we go, oh no.
Like, oh crap, oh crap, oh crap, oh crap.
Actually, I wasn't.
he was a little hesitant when he first went up.
Yeah.
Started out, but yeah, that.
But it went over.
Great.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And they let me write my own, like, improv solos for it.
That's awesome. That's awesome. And
So
a lot
I got,
better than having to learn someone else's note for note.
Yeah.
Yeah, so all they did was just tell me a basic where to go on the neck, and I played my little blues thing.
So in your travels and experiences, what's been some of your favorite experience, other than obviously getting to rock on stage with?
A lot of things that I get my inspiration from is like those kind of summer nights and feel good days with friends.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah.
Sweet. Not enough of those to go around.
No.
Yeah.
I mean, when you can just hang out with somebody and just laugh your ass off all day and not have a care in the world, that's awesome.
Absolutely.
I finally get what you've been saying. Now that we're knee deep side by side, the storm clouds are circling above us as we struggle